This is Nebraska Farmcast, a production of the Center for Agricultural Profitability at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. I'm Ryan Evans. With school letting out for the year, summer vacation season is upon us, and even with high fuel prices, travel is likely to pick up. And that may mean opportunities for Nebraska residents to show off the best of their communities to visitors or travelers passing through. According to Dr. Cheryl Burkhart-Kriesel, an extension specialist with Rural Prosperity Nebraska, it can be the little things that make the difference in leaving a positive impression on those visitors. She's with me now for more. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Ryan.
So from your standpoint as a community development professional, what comes to mind when you think of the opportunities that summer travel brings to Nebraska communities?
Well, for me, what I see is people coming to our communities, and some of them may be coming for the very first time. So it's a great time to make a good first impression. I really want them to think, gosh, this is a great community, and I'd love to come back and spend more time. And that's the main thing I want them to come away with.
Is that kind of hard for some Nebraskans to think that that's possible? You know, many of us have lived in our own communities for a long time. Like, does that really happen in Nebraska?
Absolutely. And to be honest, we have to kind of sit back a little bit and think about what our state looks like and what our communities look like through those new eyes or those visitor eyes. And so, quite often the things that come to mind for people who visit our state are things we kind of take for granted, like our wonderful sunrises and sunsets and the big expansive hills and fields. But for a lot of people, it's also an opportunity to make it, we need to make it easy for them to actually visit and stay around and think about all the things that there are in our communities. So that could be something simple as just making materials available online or maybe by a phone app, or maybe even in rest areas or quick stops that they might use as they're traveling through.
And are there other ways that communities might make a positive impression on visitors?
Absolutely. So, sometimes we might think, there's nothing I can do about a community's first impression. But I guess I kind of like to challenge people a little bit. And here are just, came to mind two very small things that individuals can do that really do make a difference. Again, it's those little things that make a difference. So from my perspective, this spring, our state kind of got slammed by a lot of interesting weather, including a lot of high winds. In spring, we think about community cleanups, and this might be an opportunity for you to just even help a neighbor down the street to pick up some limbs or things that have blown in. And if you have the opportunity to work with a community group, this could be a way to actually work with the local park and recreation staff. It might take a little coordination, getting in touch with them, but a little cleanup for a public or area or a park is always a real plus and really can create a lot of community pride.
Little things that surely would go a long way. And as you wrote in your article about this, there's probably always something that municipality can find your help to do to clean up somewhere in town.
Right, absolutely. There's also something else that's come to mind, and this is actually when visitors and guests come into our community. More often than not, I'll find myself kind of striking up a conversation with maybe somebody that's waiting in line or maybe at the local cafe that I really don't know at all. And usually these conversations happen, really spontaneously. They just kind of bubble up. And you pretty much know from the very beginning if they want to continue that kind of conversation. But if they do, it can be a lot of fun for both parties, and it really gives you the opportunity to kind of share what's available in the community, in the region, and kind of share some of the great things there are to see and do in the area. And it can be a wonderful way to kind of welcome somebody into the community.
And last, why is it so important for local residents in their communities to care about being welcoming and care about leaving a positive impression on these visitors?
Well, it might not seem logical to a Nebraskan because we kind of don't think this way, but there are a lot of people that come and visit communities with the intent of thinking about relocation. Now, sometimes these are very purposeful, and then sometimes these thoughts kind of happen by accident. And I think we really want to make sure that we're putting our best foot forward for those people that want to come visit our communities and our state, because it could be your next neighbor. You just never know.
That's Dr. Cheryl Burkhart-Kriesel, an extension specialist with Rural Prosperity Nebraska. And you can find a new article that she has written on what we've been talking about here in this episode of Nebraska Farmcast on our website for the Center for Ag Profitability at cap.unl.edu, and check out more of her work and her colleagues at Rural Prosperity Nebraska at ruralprosperityne.unl.edu. Thanks so much, Cheryl.
Thank you, Ryan.
Nebraska Farmcast is a production of the Center for Agricultural Profitability at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. For the latest research-based information and education resources to manage your farm or ranch operation, visit our website at cap.unl.edu. That's cap.unl.edu.